community of nations can tolerate deliberate deception and offensive threats on the part of any nation.
I will make you understand.
Hey everybody, I'm Tony Jones, and welcome to the Tony Jones Show.
This is not enough. People are willing to take the risk. It's sort of a herd mentality, a lemming-like mentality. If you don't go with the flow, you're anti-American and therefore a suspect.
The Tony Jones Show, featuring punk, rockabilly, psychobilly, and Providence, Rhode Island's finest, starts right now.
He's a dangerous militia member, I hear. Oh, and there she blows.
The time for mediocrity in broadcasting is over. My name is Tony Jones, and you are listening to The Tony Jones Show, your destination for talk and rock. With me, as always, is my co-host, Mr. George Garner. George, good evening.
Good evening, as always.
We just kicked things off with a little Susan Said Edie, the name of that track. Fantastic. Some fantastic local music. And, George, later on in this broadcast, we're going to hear from a band called Nobody's Heroes, coming from the Variable. You should move more often, because I got a Variable treasure trove, almost a time capsule of local music, and I've been digging through it, George, and it's
pretty
fantastic
stuff.
It's like stuff that I haven't thought about in years, stuff that I haven't seen in years.
Yeah, by necessity, I'm having to move in the near future, and as Tony just found out, I'm trying to lighten my load, when it comes to relocating, and along the way, I've given away quite a bit of music, quite a bit of, other stuff, basically. Emptying out the closet, as Eminem would say.
Did you just make an Eminem reference?
Yes, I did. Right here on the Tony Jones Show.
Big shout out to Detroit tonight.
Theater of the unexpected.
That's the good thing about moving from another person's standpoint is you get a lot of free stuff. Some of it's junk, some of it's good. But I used to have a truck, so being a large man with a pickup truck, I would always be the first person when someone was moving. People you wouldn't hear from in years, they were moving, so they'd get a hold of me.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. A guy with those qualifications is going to be in as much demand as John Holmes at a hooker convention. No question about it.
Davey Moore is en route from Boston. He's from Satellites Fall. Midday Records. We'll be talking with him. He's got a huge event coming up. And another man with a huge event coming up is in studio with us tonight. He is Rhode Island's horror clown, Chuckles. Chuckles and Laughs Show. Chuckles, welcome back.
Thank you very much. You guys got me very excited. I heard the word closet, hooker, and load in the same half hour.
All in the opening segment of the program.
Yeah, and ever since I mentioned the word John Holmes, Tony's used the word huge twice. So much for the power of suggestion.
What radio show am I on again? This is great.
I'm still thinking about the Eminem reference.
Please, I'd rather not.
So, Chuckles, remind everybody out there, because it's been a while since you've been with us, how did you and when did you become a horror clown? Were you born with makeup and big shoes?
Some would say I was born with the makeup and the shoes. At least I would like to think I was better looking with the makeup and the shoes than the way I was born. But no, it was one of those things that just seemed to work out. Working at a haunted house, one joke led to another, and boom, here I am. And running as a horror clown in Rhode Island is definitely... it's a challenge trying to get shows out there, but we still do it.
Now, ever since you became Rhode Island's horror clown, there have been, in my opinion, lots of imitators of you. Do you find that flattering, or do you find that disconcerting?
Some of them are flattering. They have what I would call, instead of a guy crush, they have a clown crush on me. And that is flattering, but it's the ones that are out there doing, like, imitating me. But then they leave I shouldn't say this because I know this is going to walk into, they leave a bad taste in people's mouths. And they don't want to hire me afterwards because, bozo over Ray, they think I'm going to act like him.
Right.
So
that's, and that happens in music a lot, is that a new club owner books a punk band, and that punk band sucks, so I don't book punk here, or I don't book heavy metal here. And now it seems that you're a victim of other clowns.
Yeah, and the worst group of it is, and I hate to say this because they're one of my favorite fan bases back there, and it's a different thing from when I was growing up. It's the Juggalos out there.
Whoop, whoop.
They're some of them are really good. I'll put it out there that are imitating me and trying to, but there's the couple out there that are hitting up people when they come out of a Dairy Queens and everything, and now they think,
change.
Yeah, so. That's the worst offenders right now. That is kind of making it hard for you to make a business if you're a horror clown, because the minute you do that, they think that you're associated with ICP. As funny as the music is, I am not one of them.
Things just got more bizarre. I just heard horror clown and business in the same sentence. I mean, that's almost as crazy as the opening.
It is a business. It's a new one, but it's still a business nevertheless.
That's, and you, too, do have a family-friendly and let's put it, not-so-family-friendly act, right?
We do. We have the one for the kiddies because I want to get the kids interested in me, but I don't want to offend, not in the wrong way.
That sounds perverted, too.
I don't want to offend the ones that want the rated R show that actually brought me up to where I was at. So I kind of got to appease both groups, and that's hard to do for people to know how to turn a switch on or off, to slow down their roll or speed it up. It's one of those things that takes practice. Even for myself, I have not mastered it.
Trust me, I do that every time I sit behind this very microphone and think about the FCC violations up on the wall.
I don't know how Mr. Garner does it. I've gone from the Haunted Cabaret, which I am not censored, to this one right here. He's a lot more practice, I guess, than me.
Well, I've almost become schizophrenic.
A lot of tongue
That's how I
biting.
do it.
Multiple personalities. I got you.
The Tony Jones Show. I'm going to spin some tunes. We'll come back. We'll have more with Chuckles the Klown. He's got a big event coming up. We'll have more with Davey Moore, who is on the way up to the studio here. He also has a big event coming up. And as we talk, we will also rock, which is what I want to do now with the Cramps. One of my favorite Cramps songs. This song goes back to the year of my birth. It is Goo Goo Muck.
Well, when the sun goes down and the moon comes up,